Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Podcast Beyond.
Beyond!
Episode 35, The Quest for Ryan. I am editor Greg Miller, filling in for Chris Roper, who is no longer sick, but out of his revitalization chamber and just wreaking havoc on the world. You shouldn't stay in those things as long as he did.
He's like a Cloverfield monster.
He's got big veins in his head. He's just smashing stuff outside. I saw him throw Fran's car.
That was a perfect impression of the Cloverfield monster.
Thank you.
Alongside me, as always, Jeff Haynes, editor.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Ryan Clements, Ass Ed.
Yo.
And as always, we'll start the show with the Roper Report.
Time for some news.
As usual, Roper's not here. Break the machine. I will be doing the Roper Report, and if there was, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4 characters that summed up the news this week, Jeff, what were they?
OMFG?
I would go MGS4.
Oh.
All the news seemed to be about Metal Gear Solid 4, but it wasn't. That was a good response to the news. That was an excellent response to the news. As you may or may not have heard, the news started February 26th with the Metal Gear Solid 4 bundle announcement.
Snap!
Including the 80-gig PS3, a DualShock 3, Metal Gear Solid 4, and an Metal Gear Online starter pack for $499.99.
Wow.
Ryan, you going to buy it?
Probably not.
Probably
damn it.
not.
Why
I
not,
own a
Ryan?
PS3 already.
Oh, right. That
Remember?
sucks. Of course, the start.
Too bad for you.
Access to the multiplayer beta of Metal Gear Solid 4 online in late April. But the news didn't stop there, because it turns out Japan wanted to one-up us again. They're getting 3 Metal Gear packs to R1. Jeff, you happy with that?
No, not at all.
Of course not. The first one includes Metal Gear Solid 4 and Metal Gear Online. The special edition box set includes a Blu-ray disc featuring all the trailers released so far, along with the making-of footage. And the premium pack includes everything from the special edition, along with the PS3 itself.
Although you have to think that part of that pack is what the pre-order is. If you pre-order the game like right now, so it seems like you're not really necessarily.
Well, not now, April, right?
Well, yeah, in April.
Speaking of which, what do I get if I were to pre-order in April?
Well, supposedly you're going to get access to the Metal Gear Online beta, which is going to run for 2 weeks, as well as this disc that has all the collection of trailers and the making of the game and all these other little extras that Kojima Productions have decided to put into it.
Nifty.
Yeah, so it doesn't seem like we're necessarily missing out on that much.
Then February 28th, the bombshell we've all been waiting for came. It came. The news of Metal Gear Solid 4's official release date. Ryan, what is it?
I forgot.
Yeah, that's what I thought, big Metal Gear fan. June 12th.
I knew it was in June.
2008.
Sometime in June.
Mm-hmm. Well, I knew that on Monday.
No more Metal Gear jokes from you.
Yeah, you're right. I don't really care.
And then more news today.
What?
As Mr. Kojima says, a Blu-ray disc can't hold all of Metal Gear Solid 4.
Now you're just talking crazy talk.
I am. Blu-ray discs, from what I understand, are big.
Yes, they are.
If we were files, they could hold us.
They could. But
Yeah.
No? Not true? Was I misled on that one?
That's one of the oddest comments in the world.
Well, I think it's true, though.
Well, that probably is true, but...
Yeah, so I heard they're dumping Japanese voice tracks for the American version, right, to try to make it all fit?
Yeah, supposedly... MGS4 won't even fit fully on a 50-gig Blu-ray disc, which is insane. Because
that is like 51-gig discs in one disc.
Yeah, that's kind of how that works. But,
think about that.
You know, the fact is
how many CDs would that be?
How many
you don't even want to know. Just spindles upon spindles. But I mean, just to be able to fill a 50-gig Blu-ray disc, I mean, I wonder what the compression scheme is, or if there even is one. I mean, who knows what exactly is going on?
I know I couldn't fill it.
That you are basically blowing out a 50-gig disc. Now, the biggest thing is, why don't they go to 2 discs? I mean, even if the majority of the game is on a 50-gig disc, why don't they go to 2 50-gig discs and make it essentially the biggest game ever made?
With production? I mean, obviously the game isn't gold yet, so they're not producing it. But they've got to be producing boxes and stuff along that lines already, just to get ready for it.
Right. Well, you know, the box thing can happen later. I mean, that's a manufacturing thing. That's one of the last things they could do. But the biggest question is, if it is such a large, like, voluminous game by itself in data.
Nice
why?
Vocabulary.
Thank you, voluminous. Check it out, SAT word, helping the kids. If it is so large, why don't they go to 2 discs? Why don't they throw in extras like having the original Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 on the Blu-ray disc, or have some other things thrown in and make it the definitive collection.
When they make you buy it in 6 months.
Yeah, it could be the super limited collection or whatever they decide to do, but it just makes you wonder just what exactly is going on with this game.
I don't understand why they don't. The people now seem afraid of multiple discs, because back in the day of the PlayStation, I had no problem with the fact that Final Fantasy VIII had 4 CDs in it. Like, whatever, I don't mind. You only switch every tons of hours, so it's not like you're switching all the time. Who cares?
Part of it's that, but part of it too is that having people keep track of multiple discs as opposed to
whatever.
Just one.
That's their
Some people
problem.
just don't want to worry about
That's
it.
their problem.
Losers.
Now, the other part too is just depending upon whatever the load structure is. Like they also don't want to have it like focus so much on that. They could have the entire thing basically streaming or processing off the disc. So to have another disc thrown in there completely imbalances how the designers like picture the entire experience. But who knows? I mean, nobody's seen it yet from start to finish, so nobody actually has an idea as to why it is 50 gigs.
All right.
Or more.
Yes, June 12th we'll know all about it.
The previous games didn't have the Japanese track either, right?
No.
So it's not like we're necessarily missing anything. But I'm usually a big advocate of having the original Japanese track on there. But with Metal Gear, it's pretty good voice acting. So.
Oh, yeah, it's excellent.
Well, no, we're not missing anything. But the biggest thing is that, especially out of TGS, everything that we were being told was that it was going to have multiple language tracks. And we actually saw video of it switching from basically Japanese to English, with everything being perfectly synced up, like lip-wise, with all the characters. So to have that happen initially and then have that essentially drop out for a region, so it's region specific now, even though you can still play it on any system, it's just like language region specific, I guess you might say. It's kind of a very interesting decision.
So what you're saying is learn Japanese.
Yes.
Basically.
If you want the Japanese.
Right.
Speaking of Japanese, you know what they got a long time ago? DualShock 3.
Mechs? Oh.
Yeah.
Nex?
Mechs.
Oh, mechs.
Mechs.
Yeah, like they also have square watermelons. I don't know what that.
Okay, that's enough out of you.
Man, he's like Michael Winslow.
Yeah.
Anyways, DualShock 3
That
comes
was a mech.
stateside North America on April 2008. What? That wasn't even English at all.
No, it wasn't.
In April,
You feeling
it'll
okay?
be
You
here
got to bring your A game here.
for $54.99. Oh,
54. That is nuts.
That's an expensive control. Well, actually, it's cheaper than getting a Wii and a Wii Mote and a nunchuck.
Even still.
And a classic.
It's a freaking controller.
And the classic
Geez, yeah,
controller
if you
edition.
want to get the classic, it's- yeah,
Another
anything like
20.
that, yeah.
Boom!
How much
right
is
there.
a 360 right now?
It's like 40, isn't it?
It sounds about right.
Or is it 30?
That's a
still,
wireless.
Controller
Yeah, the
should not
wireless
be
is
that
40.
much.
But it's got 6-axis technology and rumble in
Don't
it.
care.
Yeah, I agree. It's it's expensive.
Yes.
I think it's on par for what everybody else is charging, which sucks. But
Oh, yeah. I
Way
think for
too
the
expensive.
for the technology you're getting, I mean, I guess it's fair, but I think it's expensive.
Considering that our imports were cheaper than that. I mean,
really,
yeah, it was maybe
No,
I
to
didn't pay
get
for
it.
my import.
yeah, I think it was what was it, like 4,000 yen,
I don't know.
something like that.
I just send money to a noob.
I just got the broken one. That's all. So
Yeah.
I never even used it.
Did we ever talk about that? So the DualShock 3 imports came around, and me and Jeff were taking pictures of them. And Hillary came by and picked one up. It's still in its original package. We said something offensive to him, and he threw the DualShock on the floor. And so we made sure we gave that to Ryan. And sure enough, that one is the one that broke.
Yep.
Pretty.
So I've never
Pretty
used a
simple.
DualShock 3 before.
Well, Jeff and I use ours all the time.
All the time.
I love
it's
it.
great.
I do.
I still don't want to pay $55 for it. But
Yeah, I know. Are you going to buy one for home use, you think?
Maybe.
I mean, I think as it ramps up and there's like games like Metal Gear.
Yeah,
I'll
as
play,
more
I think
things
I'll
come
need
out
it.
for it, yeah, I probably will. But like in the early going, nah.
Yeah, I don't really want one though. I love mine at work. Like I was
Yeah,
playing,
no,
I was
it's
playing
an
Warhawk
excellent-
yesterday at home, and I was like, oh,
Well, just like
I don't feel
MLB 08, the show is
I just
just
feel something in
perfect. I mean, that's just awesome.
Warhawk's got
The rumble's back.
in,
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit. Well, it's going to.
but it doesn't now.
It doesn't. Now,
I just miss
as far as
Rumble in
I
general,
remember.
and I guess I'm saying at least I figured this correction out on there. But still, I miss Rumble when I was playing Warhawk at home.
Oh, yeah.
Even though I haven't used it in that.
Sorry, I was humming something.
You didn't miss anything.
No.
In other news,
We're geeking
Haze
on
is
Rumble.
coming this May.
Again?
Yeah. Let's not talk too much about Haze.
Okay.
Hey, Ryan. Well,
Hey.
it's 'cause it's coming up with a question. Hey, Ryan.
Hi.
Disgaea 3 was announced. Why should I care?
I don't know. I actually no. Hold on now. I'm very valid in this. Is that first of all, I did play the original one. I never got to the second one, and the third one I'm pretty disappointed in because
you have been beyond.
Everything is HD except the character sprites, which look like the exact same thing you got in the PlayStation 2 version, and they look awful.
Oh. Yes,
and it's a shame too because Nippon Ichi, they've got a great art style. They know what they're doing. They obviously make fantastic strategy games, which are highly in-depth and complex, and yet they refuse to do anything with their sprites, which I don't understand.
Well, you know what I think part of it is they're going more off the systems because the systems themselves are good. So technically, the graphics don't need to be anything.
But it wouldn't be that hard to redraw a couple sprites, just in HD.
No, it wouldn't at all. But I think that's probably the direction that they're leaning in is the fact that they have a system that is time tested and fan approved, and everybody would buy it anyway. But I'm hoping, and this is a big hope, I'm hoping that whatever they're doing with that space on the Blu-ray is being used for animated cutscenes or some animated episode or something. I doubt it too.
If they're not even going through the trouble of redrawing their character sprites, they're not going to.
If they can't get off their butts and draw the character sprites,
it's just why not? It's I understand that. I mean, I'm not a developer or anything, but I can only imagine that it's not. That's the least. It will be It will be harder to do the animated cutscenes because that's full blown animation, where these are little tiny sprites that you draw a few positions of, and then you can use those through the entire game.
Yeah, but they could just license that out. Just farm it out to.
So you're saying I shouldn't care when August 2008 rolls around? I shouldn't even.
Well, if you're a fan of the series, it'll probably still give you all that gameplay, which is good, but it's
just hundreds of hours of play.
Yeah,
well,
it's
hundreds.
Sometimes I question if that's too much.
Oh, it's never too much.
I don't know. Unless it's an MMORPG that has quote unquote infinite replay value, with a single player game, sometimes I question if you can approach it too much, if you have to put in too many hours to unlock the full experience.
If you can reach level 10,000, no, it's never too much.
That's what I'm thinking.
Anyway.
That's what I'm worried about.
Up next, Japan continues to rock. On March 19th, they get PS3 budget titles, including Resistance, Folk Soul, also known as
Folklore,
Gundam Target, Insight, and Ridge Racer 7.
Ridge Racer?
They come in unsightly yellow packaging for 2,800 yen.
It's Ridge Racer.
That'd be amazing, huh?
Ridge Racer.
Hey!
Massive damage, giant enemy crab.
Hey, that's historically accurate. Don't knock that.
If Metal Gear didn't steal all the news headlines last week, what other 3-word title for a game do you think ran the show, Jeff? Correct answer is God of War. Lots of God of War news, including Kratos is getting a PSP bundle. His game comes out this week, obviously Chains of Olympus, but he'll also now get this blood red PSP with his face on the back, and he looks all angry. And it comes with the game, obviously. A UMD version of Superbad, along with a voucher for the awesome Siphon Filter Combat Ops. Ryan, how many thousands of dollars would you be willing to pay for this bundle?
Probably none, Greg.
Well, you are in luck. Wow. The game's retailing for $199, or the whole bundle is retailing for $199.
I do like Superbad, though. That was a funny movie.
Indeed. Let's talk about bundles during Topic of the Week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but let's, for right now, keep on with the God
of
War.
You mean early
thread.
toe?
Right? Because that's the Topic of the Week, right?
Toe.
Did we even?
No, we never decided one.
Oh, okay.
We started recording and I realized.
Just let me know. Just let me know when we start it.
We kicked around some ideas. All right. Anyways, next God of War news. It's God of War 3. Everybody.
What?
Ryan, how many thousands of dollars would you be willing to pay for information on when it's coming?
Probably none, Greg.
Well, good for you. Because on the back of the Chain of Olympus manual that we got in the office, it had a little God of War 3 advertisement saying, coming soon. I wrote an article about it. Looked it up in the dictionary. Turns out that soon, according to Webster's New World College Dictionary, 4th edition, is defined as, quote, in a short time, then parentheses, after a time specified or understood, end parentheses, semicolon, shortly, semicolon, before long, end quote. I took this question to Sony, and I think if you're a dedicated Podcast Beyond listener, you'll understand and listen one day to what happened with Sony. And then final piece of news this week. Hey, Jeff, some new Street Fighters are coming.
Oh, really?
Yeah, did you hear about this?
Yeah, I think I did because I kind of wrote that piece up.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Who's coming?
Apparently, Sagat and Balrog have actually been confirmed to be in the game, because before they were only talking about the original 8 World Warriors and the 2 new characters, Abel and Crimson Viper. And in
Crimson Viper.
Crimson Viper.
Sounds like a friggin' G.I. Joe reject.
Hey, you know what? That's totally cool. It actually fits, especially with her. But considering that there was a location test in Akihabara at a Taito station, they had a couple cabinets there that had Sagat and Balrog as characters you could fight against. They were AI controlled, but they were in the game, so it's pretty much confirmed that they're going to be in the game when it finally releases.
I noticed I'm never one to criticize, especially after it's already gone up, and I think I might have proofread this, but I was reading it over this morning for it. I noticed that Sagat sounds a lot like Bob Saget, reads like that. You made no Bob Saget reference in the article.
Well, you know,
Are you
didn't,
above the cheap
who you
laughs, the
rolling
cheap
with?
pops?
I didn't know if I should go to
Saget.
the Full House Bob Saget or if I should go to the raunchier Bob Saget
a
with his
dirty
stand-up.
comedian.
He is
Yeah.
a dirty man.
Extremely.
So
I like him, though. All right. Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
How many thousands of dollars would you be willing to pay to get the latest releases for this week? Like a list of them, say?
Probably 4.
Whoa!
What? You know-
Well, you can deposit in my offshore bank account because I'm here with the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors.
Ryan is like your Vanna White to your Pat Sajak, dude.
Yeah.
He's
It's
just
just
following
like
right
that.
along.
Yep.
Come on,
yeah.
Vanna.
If only the listeners could have seen your facial expression when you said that.
Mine or his?
Yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Oh,
Anyway,
man,
Rock
we're
on.
crashing and burning. Anyways,
Yeah, we are.
This is like circa December. There's a lot of games coming. I guess in November. December's kind of dead. PS3 this week gets Army of Two, MLB 08 The Show, and Rocketman, Axis of Evil on the PSN. Evil. PSP gets a huge week with God of War, Chains of Olympus, MLB 08 The Show, World Championship Cards, and Flow. PS2 gets MLB 08 The Show, Silent Hill Origins, and World Championship Cards.
Cards.
We'll save Pick of the Week coming up. But I think just playing the numbers, betting on World Championship Cards would be a good bet. They got 2 entrants in there. So if you and your friends are listening right now, that's an inside track on what Pick of the Week might be.
Pick of the week.
Now it's Topic of the Week.
Topic of the week, looking bleak, super chic, ain't antique. I know it may look weak, we ain't freaks. We just here to seek the beat.
You had that written down, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
That is really cool.
Ryan with his Sean
Blood
Paul imitation.
remixes. Oh, my Lord.
I'm taking back the Vanna White thing.
Topic of the Week. Let's talk about some bundles here, huh? It was a big week for bundles. First off, Jeff, you and I, we've been carrying this Metal Gear bundle torch forever.
You know what? We're 2 for 2 right now. I mean,
Pretty
we
amazing.
already
You
called
and
like we've called the Metal Gear bundle. We called the DMC4 bundle. I mean, like I'm starting to feel like I need to go to Vegas and just start betting on black.
Turns out I'm going to Vegas soon.
Are you?
Yep.
Ooh.
Something it might be embargoed, so I shouldn't talk about it. But I'm
'Cause,
going to Vegas.
Because I mean, we've been calling that like exact. So
So we're very,
Feeling pretty
very
good.
happy with the Metal Gear bundle. I will be honest, quite disappointed with the God of War bundle.
You know what? I'm even more disappointed,
Oh, my
primarily
Lord.
because when I was talking to Mr. Steinberg at GDC, I specifically asked him a question about, are we going to see any new PSP bundles, especially because they've been so successful and so popular? And he's like, no, we don't have any plans on that. And then literally a week later,
Maybe
boom.
he didn't know. Maybe he's that far detached from society.
he's the vice president of product marketing. He knows.
Maybe that's why Phil left.
He's just, ooh,
Phil had passed this through and didn't tell anybody.
maybe.
That's what he does. That Harrison. He's tricky. Slippery.
He's a tricky one.
Mainly, my thing being disappointed is I just think it's way too late.
Really?
Why put it off that long? The game comes out this week and we got to wait till June? I mean,
Yeah.
Do you think – I can't imagine Sony looked at what's coming up for this year and thought God of War wouldn't be a big deal. You know what I mean? So, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a very strange
I don't understand
decision.
how the ball got rolling so late on that it's so pushed off.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily too late as much as it is maybe they're feeling like the summer is some magical time that everybody would want to buy a new bundle as opposed
They're
to
driving around.
getting it exactly when the game comes out, which is a really, really odd decision. I mean,
Because that's when I totally want it. I mean, I guess if you're buying this bundle, chances are you're getting this is finally what pushes you over the edge. Like, oh, I've been thinking about getting a PSP for a while, but now God of War is coming. I really want to play it. So I guess maybe then you want to let people see their friends playing it or see all the reviews come out and be good. But I mean,
but even still, that's multiple months away. It's not even like a few weeks.
It's not even 2 months. We're talking into the summer. It's a while.
Yeah, it's a very.
I do not get this.
It's a very odd business decision.
Clements, you majored in business marketing of bundles. Tell me why they would do this.
I have no idea.
Well,
it just seems like madness. Personally, this is Sparta.
Well, that was
my best Leonidas impression. I don't know about you.
Indeed.
Anyways, no.
I kind of lost track of what you guys were talking about. What are we talking about?
The bundles?
I know we're talking about bundles.
God of War is way too late. I don't want to wait. Why wait till June to put out this God of War bundle?
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Clements.
What are you doing over there?
Just reading.
You getting ready for
Got a newspaper?
No.
No. I just missed that you were talking about the lateness of it. In which case, yeah, you're right. I don't actually see that. It's a good ways away. So I don't know. I don't really have any clue as to why they would do that.
No, I mean technically they already have a kind of a precedent for doing this because the Daxter bundle was really late. Now part of that is just because they were also essentially remixing the PSP.
Yeah, at that point they're
putting it on a treadmill, making it lose some pounds and everything.
You know how your idiot friends always say there's nothing to play? Here's an awesome game. I'm putting it in the back for you.
Exactly. Basically what's a PSP classic and doing something like that. But then they basically followed that up with the Battlefront PSP, which came out, I believe, in time
right around.
Yeah,
it was right around. I think it might have been a little bit late.
Right. So, you kind of have this setup of right on time and behind. And that part at least made some sense because you had an idea like we're throwing in a classic and we're also giving you something that people are really going to look forward to. But easily one of the most anticipated games of the year for the system.
It's a huge PSP
and
title.
You wait months for it. It just doesn't make any sense.
The only thing I can think of is that they think that the game will obviously sell easily on its own. They'll make a ton of money and then they'll leech off of the people that don't have the system yet, and then use that later on as an added boost in sales.
That's a possibility, but I mean, like that's one of those games that wouldn't necessarily fall off, and so you'd almost think that would be more of an impetus to like another vocabulary word, more of an impetus to like force people to just start.
I don't even know what it means.
Hey, to start like going for PSPs sooner because it's like this game you can only get on the PSP, and if you really want to hype it up or you really want to have that experience, get the Kratos Red, like blood red PSP. And
I mean,
here
I don't know how many PSP or non-PSP owners are I don't know how many people don't own a PSP and are sitting there going, man, I can't wait for God of War, but I don't want to buy a system and I don't need two things on my receipt. I want one, and I hate black. I only like red.
Yeah, it is a really strange idea. The other thing too is you almost wonder what the whole UMD push is because
Superbad popping back up. I thought we were moving away from UMDs.
Yeah, a lot of the whole thing, like the UMD
Maybe they have
video,
them lying around.
I'm sure they do. I'm guaranteeing they do. They use those coasters over there.
But it's like the UMD video like push has been so under the radar.
Yeah.
So to actually have that just all of a sudden crop back up as opposed to, I don't know, some downloadable music service on a PSP like memory stick or something else. Just, I mean, I'm not knocking Superbad at all.
Great movie.
Because definitely a lot of fun. But it's really odd to all of a sudden see one of those things come back up. I mean, I know that the Family Guy UMD was included with the Daxter one, and that was fine, but it was still like one of those.
It was still like, oh, hey,
yeah, it was like,
UMD.
Okay,
awesome.
It's a UMD, and it's not a game. All right, but you're never going to run out and go, I need to go get another UMD video.
They're
probably
probably
just
Betamax
trying to sweeten the deal, and they do it in an inexpensive way.
No,
I'm sure
maybe,
those things don't cost any money for them.
True.
Although you never know, it could be like Sony riding high now that they've actually won a format war. It's like, hey, we got Blu-ray. Let's resurrect UMD. Let's do it.
You guys remember these little suckers?
They're coming back.
It's the wave of the future.
Retro
bundles here. What do you think of branding PSP? Is that a cool move or it's a dumb move?
Nah.
I love the white PSP, and I have a Star Wars Battlefront Pack.
I think it looks lame.
I do not like having Darth Vader on the back. I mean, from my vantage point when I'm playing, it's all white, and that's nice.
Right.
But still, you hold it up and, hey, nerd.
It's probably one of those things only for the hardest hardcore fan that really wants to go, yeah, this is the thing that I identify more with the PSP, and everything that I play like is cool, but that's like my favorite like franchise or series or whatever.
See, I don't think faces
most people care.
work well.
Yeah.
I think art and design works better on a system where like if you had The Square Enix title that's coming out. I think it's now called
White
The
Knight?
World Ends With You or something like that. It's a DS title.
Oh.
Have you guys heard about that at all?
DS.
Whatever.
System's
I know.
Dead.
Seriously.
Dead
But
Systems, what DS stands for.
think,
Yeah.
The PreOwned.
I thought that they
Okay.
were doing a limited edition like DS system.
Well,
and
geez, there's a million DS.
Yeah,
I know.
Craig
But
Harrison's
Nintendo
desk
since
is
went out like
packed.
every week almost.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that oftentimes they do something that seems way more stylistically pleasing than just smacking someone's face on the back of the system.
I really, I thought for a brief second they were offering trade-in for you could bring in your old DS and you could get the a deal on the Zelda pack, which was the gold
Right.
DS and has a Triforce on it. I thought that was cool.
See, that's
enough.
cool. That's
Yeah.
it's nice and simple. The
I don't know
color
why
scheme
Sony
is
doesn't
good.
do that either. I mean, that's the thing too that we're leading up to too. I mean, as fans who already own all these things, I guess if we reversed it around, and it was a Ghostbusters pack, obviously I'd want to run out and get it. So do you think there's enough fans that are going to be like that who do trade in their PSPs like this?
You know what I think part of it is that there isn't necessarily going to be that much in Europe and North America that we're going to see, as opposed to the Japanese market, because they wind up getting a ton more like bundles or specialized items or whatever for their console experience. Whether it happens to be just a simple game where they get figurines and collectibles and art books and everything else, or it just happens to be one system that winds up being branded with something. They have a larger situation, and the market is there, in both North America and Europe. It just hasn't been tapped yet. I think if you ever get an executive that finally goes, hey, maybe some other people would actually decide to buy some of these things, they probably would see a lot of that turnover where it's like, hey, we actually would want that, where it isn't just simply having somebody's face screened over something.
Word. And now,
Word up.
to break ranks, as we close out this topic, I am going to grab a question from the mailbag and put it in here. I know, I just blew everybody's mind. It's from J-Dog.
J-Dog?
691. Since you guys have been able to correctly guess the DMC4 and MGS4 PS3 bundles, what will Sony's next PS3 bundle be? Ryan Clements, go.
On the spot.
I guess
right now.
Killzone 2
You think so?
or Little Big Planet, maybe.
I think
Maybe not Little Big Planet.
my prediction is that it's going to drop off. We're going to see a long cut here, and maybe I think the next thing that they're going to bundle it with would be God of War 3, and I don't know when that's coming out, so that could be by that point it could easily be a moot one that everybody has one or the system's dead. But I'm kidding. That's not gonna happen.
10-year plan.
Yeah, no, but I think right now you have to hook it to a title like they're doing with God of War or Chains of Olympus on PSP that would bring people into the thing. And as much as industry people are excited for Killzone or Sony fanboys are, that game originally came out and did it wasn't like this institution.
It was really.
So that's the only thing I think I could see.
It wasn't
on the
very
horizon.
famous.
I could possibly see Killzone.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny because no, it's kind of funny, especially because when we initially made these two predictions, or I initially made the prediction of DMC and then MGS4, everybody's like, how can you have these people even reporting on these things? They want Sony to bundle up mature games. Are they nuts? And then Sony does, and they think it's brilliant, which is kind of funny. But
we're
even
dumb till we're right. Then whoever did it was smart, and we're just copying what they said.
Exactly. But it's really tricky to predict exactly which one it could be. That being said, we have done two. So the thing that I would actually put out there is kind of similar to yours. I think there probably will be a gap because you don't want to flood the market with just bundle after bundle after bundle for every game. But what I could see is something where it winds up being something like Killzone to push that over, or Resistance 2, which I think is probably more.
Resistance 2 is going to be huge.
But which is probably more likely if the buzz around Killzone starts to fall off, especially since not a lot of people have seen anything. If E3 it doesn't wind up popping up or whatever else, Resistance 2 would probably be more likely to get a bundle than Killzone would. I don't see one with Prologue. I could possibly see one coming farther down the line whenever Gran Turismo 5 inevitably winds up coming out.
Yeah.
But that's a lot farther down the road. And until then, you're not really necessarily going to see that many things that Sony's going to go, this is what we think we should really bundle up right now.
I think that God of War 3 is their best bet, depending on when it comes out.
Right.
But then beyond that, I could see Killzone or Resistance 2, thank you, being just like Daxter was. Whereas the games come out solely by themselves. They get great review scores. Everybody loves them. An online community gets built around them. And then down the road, they're like, hey, we're bundling it here for all you people who are waiting to adopt the system still. Right. Please get on board.
right. And I mean, like, the only one that would have come closest to it after MGS4 or even, like, a little bit before it would have been GTA 4. And there's no way that would have happened. Yeah. So I think that, there probably will be a span, like a space of a couple of months before we even see anything. And then as fall possibly winds up picking up, we might see one, especially if, like, people, like they probably will just go nuts over Resistance too.
Yeah. All right. Blogneck may be gone, but his memory and news lives on. Who has Blogneck's report from Beyond the Grave?
You know what? I have Blogneck's report.
Okay.
I fought off his zombie brethren.
Okay.
And stole his crystal ball for a little bit this week, and managed to find out that on the PlayStation blog coming up this week, there's going to be some SOCOM confrontation news, possibly as we are recording this.
What?
Maybe yes, or possibly even tomorrow. There could be some news about SOCOM confrontation. However, and this is one that I know that Greg is going to be excited about. I don't know if Ryan's excited about it, but the latest PATA post going up on the blog will be information about all of the Patapons, how you make every single Patapon in the game, and its variations, including what their immunities and different characteristics are.
I'm excited.
That is a big PATA post.
That is a huge PATA post.
I hope it's just an Excel document. It's like the most boring thing they could expect.
No. As far as I know, it probably will be actual explanation of what you need.
No, that'll be awesome, yeah.
So you can Patapone the Zigatons, but...
What a great game. Ryan, you finally got your hands on that.
I haven't played it yet, though. I did buy it, though.
What the...
I can't play anything else. I try.
That was Blogneck. He's finished speaking now.
Okay.
Right on.
I was going to do that as a theme, as an opener, but then Jeff started talking, so I just thought I'd do it as a closer.
Jeff, why do you ruin everything Ryan doesn't tell us about?
Because it's Ryan.
I thought I did a theme song for every segment now, and that was understood. All right, well, here you get another shot.
Don't blow it. Nobody talk till Ryan is done. It's mail call.
It's the mail call after all. It's the mailbag after all.
Mail call?
It's female after all, which
rough
is
mail?
Cool, but kind of weird.
Did you say rough mail?
Rough mail. I don't know. I just licked the mic, too. That's gross.
He just licked the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, we're auctioning that on eBay.
My day is ruined. Oh, God. It wasn't even that
Do you even know where that mic has been?
Oh, I do. That's the worst part. Don't tell Damon. Okay.
Scoop.
Back on the mail call. Jeff Ramsroop says, I've noticed that there are drastically different strategies when it comes to DLC timing. Looking just within the shooter genre, Halo 3's map packs came after 3 months. What's Halo 3? Whereas Resistance's DLC came after 7 and 12 months. When is the sweet spot for DLC?
Depends upon the developer.
I think, I agree, and I think a lot of times, I think right now Sony does it better, or the developers for Sony generally do it better, even though there's not that much. But I'm thinking specifically of Resistance and Warhawk. It seems like Resistance, obviously it comes out, there's this huge ramp, everybody's playing, and then it dies off, and they're like, oh, here's some new maps, we jump back up, and do.
Well, I think it depends on exactly which developer is actually working on the content, because there are some on both sides, 360 or PS3. The biggest thing is who's trying to support their community with different stuff. I mean, Warhawk's a pretty good example because they keep patching it. They keep coming out with expansions and booster packs and everything else. But I mean, considering that you've got people that take a large time to work on something that actually delivers some expanded content or some new feature to the game versus something as simple as like Rock Band, where they're just pumping out song after song after song, week after week. I mean, it really depends on the developer and what they're trying to do with their title, because anybody can pump out like some kind of downloadable content. It's whether you want it to be good and whether you want it to actually supplement the community that you're trying to build.
I just prefer content over no content, and right now the PlayStation Network needs more content.
True,
yes.
Dad. Indeed. Real quick while we're on the subject, I'm souring a bit on Rock Band's downloadable songs. I still love them, and I still get them, My problem is that they're just horribly integrated into the Band World Tour.
Yeah,
Like, once I get it, I have to go make
well.
a set list again that I've already beaten. That's lame. They should have done a lot more, create a set list instead of making me do 17-song marathons. So, there you go, EA. Stick that in your pipe.
Ooh, and smoke it.
Michael Earth asks, have you guys played anything new on Haze lately? No. Any comments on Haze? It's coming out in May. How about a Haze demo?
Allegedly.
Why not?
Should we say?
They're going to I think they'll do something with Haze demo, don't you think?
Probably.
I don't know.
I think that's one of those games that's gotten lost in the shuffle.
I'm hoping that there's something. I mean, like, wasn't it supposed to come out in Christmas, and then it was put in? Yeah. It was supposed to come out earlier than that, and it was pushed to Christmas.
I think not only do I think there's no hype on it, I think people have played it like us, and we're like, eh. I mean, like I played it at GDC or German Games Convention.
I haven't played it. The only thing that I've ever really seen on it has been trailers, but it's just like, it just feels like it's been lost because it's been like pushed and then dropped and then pushed and then dropped and then pushed and then dropped, and it's like you almost have lost.
Was it pushed and then dropped?
Yeah, you've lost all momentum for the game almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for the 100%. Diehard fans that are really, really psyched about it.
Does they exist?
This is the game we're talking about where it has like the guy in the yellow mask and it's broken a little bit, right?
Why would you design a shield to do that? I'd want a shield to protect my whole face instead of this joke isn't working.
I think it was, yeah.
Red Moon John asks, about the Metal Gear Solid 4 beta for pre-orders. Is there a specific store where you have to pre-order from? And how will you get your beta? What does the beta include? Thanks. Jeff and I were talking about this a little while ago. Mm-hmm. No, I don't think there's going to be a specific store. I think obviously GameStop will be your best bet.
GameStop's most likely the majority outlet that will.
Best Buy's been doing a lot more.
Best Buy's been doing some.
So yeah.
I think depending upon which store you go to, you can probably get the same thing. It'll just be in smaller quantities.
How will you get your beta? I'm guessing
the beta is going to be a code. There's going to be a code inside like the DVD that you wind up getting that will allow you it'll probably be like a basic download that you'll have on the PSN, and it'll just be popped up. But the thing is that you won't be able to access it without a specific code, almost like redeeming a code for a game or whatever. So that's the only way that you'll be able to do it. And if you happen to have that pre-order, then you can just go ahead and jump in and play.
Okay. Sir Newt asks, why haven't we seen a greater conversion rate of original titles from XBLA over to the PSN?
Because they're XBLA games?
There you go, yeah.
I mean,
Geometry Wars on the PSN?
Microsoft is pretty much going to sew that up unless it's a third-party developer that's deciding to release something for both sides.
Like Street Fighter?
Well, yeah, like a Street Fighter, like a Rocketman Axis of Evil, like all these other things that many companies are deciding to release across both sides, like a Rock Band or whatever. That's not an XBLA game.
Well, we have Pixel Junk Monsters, so there.
Yeah. And Pixel Junk Racers.
Delicious.
And soon, Pixel Junk Eden.
I don't know what to think about that. That doesn't look very exciting.
That's what I said about Monsters.
Oh, really?
And then
they're like, it's tower defense.
When I saw Monsters, I kind of had a good feeling about it.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Yeah, I did.
That's what you said about Racers.
No, I definitely did not.
2779 asks 2 questions. I like one of them and not the other. Guess which they are. If Little Big Planet sells well for Sony, how big do you think the impact will be on the gaming industry as a whole? Second question, Hulk vs. Superman, who wins?
Well, there goes the Superman question.
Let's do the video game first. This is the one I don't like.
Oh, really?
I think we're guessing. What do we know?
I don't.
If it sells well,
I don't think that there's necessarily. I don't think there's necessarily going to be any specific impact. I mean, I think
doubt you're going to see more games that are like level creation.
Yeah, I think that the fact that you'll have a game that manages to engage the creativity of its community is going to be a huge thing, but it's not like everybody's going to start running out and going, hey, let's give user creation tools and throw them into the market and make sure that happens. I mean, like Unreal did that, and there isn't necessarily a huge community springing up around that as much that would drive people to run out in droves and buy the game. And
my biggest hope would be that people would take away from it the fact that you're going to play all this and you're going to upload it, and developers are going to do their own levels and stuff. I'd like to see way more community content like that on every game. Like Skate has it with online videos and stuff. I would love to see people say, "Oh, this is how we did it on PS3," or "This is how easy it could be," and
definitely.
do
that. Yeah, the fact is that just because the tools are there doesn't necessarily mean that 1, people are going to use them.
Yeah.
2, that what they create is going to be any good, and 3, that's going to spawn any kind of radical shift in developer thinking for the future.
Yeah. All right. Hulk vs. Superman, who wins, Ryan?
I don't care about either of them, really.
You're a nerd. Jeff?
That
Now,
could
the
be,
Green Lantern, there's a
You like Green
superhero. I think he's cool.
Do you like which one? Hal Jordan?
Oh, I know
Power
nothing about him other than that he has a cool superpower.
The Ring?
Yeah.
Okay.
strength-wise, like, yeah, that one's kind of like a flip of the quarter. I mean, like, Superman inevitably is most likely going to win.
Damn right. Dunham and I argue about this a lot.
But strength-wise, like, the Hulk possibly will wind up punching out Superman.
The thing is
with
that,
the exception of depending upon how close he is to the sun or how much sunlight he's absorbed and kind of like, gotten just jacked up on.
in the DC Marvel crossover of the 90s, which spawned the Alagma universe, Superman beat the Hulk.
Yeah, he did.
And Dunham likes to quote one way older than that. That could have been pre-Crisis. I'm not even going to justify that.
Wait, he actually went to Crisis of Infinite Worlds and...
No. He's talking about, like, he's talking about one when I was, like, in diapers. I don't know, some crossover where they fought. I think they fought
they've had a couple
Dunham's
of
not here to defend
crossovers.
himself, so I'll say whatever I want. Superman wins.
He just comes bursting through the wall.
The fact of the matter is, this is just like we were talking a couple weeks, or last week, the week before that, we were talking about the Jedi thing, is that at some point they realize they're friends and nobody fights to the death, sadly. Which always sucks. The biggest problem with the Marvel DC crossover, this is just real quick, is that Spider-Man beat Superboy, my all-time favorite superhero. No way. Thank you. We already did that one. The Daedric Prince asks, do you think GTA 4 will sell more on PS3 or Xbox 360? Guys? Ryan? I say 360.
I'm thinking it might be 360.
Yeah, it's most likely going to be 360. I mean, like, 360 has a larger install base.
And they're going to have those downloadable episodes? And
Yeah,
stuff
they've got more
exclusive.
downloadable exclusive content. I mean,
More units
most
on
likely.
the prowl, basically.
I'm also worried about how it's going to run, even though I know that everybody that's seen it is like, oh, yeah, it seems to be running fine. I'm just
It
worried.
looks good, dude.
If it took
so
them so
good.
long, it just worried me. Like, I wonder if there's some little lurking problem somewhere, from them.
I don't know, man. It ran. We played it in both versions. I played the PS3 and Hill played 360.
And it looked well?
Yeah, it looked awesome. I will follow up that with a question now that you reminded me. But yeah, it looked really, really well. So
Oh, that's good.
really, really well. It looked awesome,
Really-
and I'm very excited for that game. What system are you going to play it on, Ryan?
I'm not sure yet.
Jeff?
I'm not even a huge big GTA fan.
Depending, I might buy both.
Really?
Depending upon how it plays.
All right.
Just one for the content and the other one to support the system.
Aw, look at you.
Hey, that's why I do Rock Band on PS3, even if the peripheral got screwed.
Yeah. Here's another one. Who do you think would win in a battle between Dante and Kratos?
Dante.
Really? I go Kratos.
Mm.
You guys beat huge monsters. He's cool.
Dude,
Dante's
I thought
a
you
lame
said
ass.
you didn't like Kratos.
I don't, but I respect his power.
Yeah, Dante is not a lame ass. He's like one of...
I can run her off a wall. I'll shoot you with my gun. Kratos tears people in half and then makes love.
Dante has all the style that anyone could ever dream of. And that's...
Kratos got all the brawn.
Dante is actually one of my favorite characters in video games, easily.
No.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Okay.
That one's tricky as hell. I mean,
that's a tough one, huh?
it's somebody who is a god versus somebody who's essentially killed demons and their own gods.
Demonic gods, yeah.
So it's...
Dante has been stabbed through the chest in almost every game he's been in, and he's totally fine. He just shrugs it off.
Yeah, that's because he's half demon. That's just part of the MO. I mean...
It's part of the MO.
It is. It's part of the MO. I mean, how else do some of these guys have their rituals? It's... That one's going to be like a battle for the ages.
I feel like Dante is also more agile. And then Kratos is kind of all like that burly, and he's like swinging his chains around while Dante is just like spiraling through the air.
Yeah.
Dante also has a gun.
Yeah. I'm not worried about guns.
Yeah, and Kratos has magic.
So does
How
Dante.
many orbs are around? How many treasure chests fills with orbs, I guess is the question. So, definitively, Kratos wins.
What? Whatever.
Next question from Jason. Hey guys, in the preview for GTA 4, it said that the colors in the 360 version were more vibrant than the PS3 version. That was also said about Assassin's Creed, but if you went into the display settings on the PS3 and set it correctly, then the colors seem to be the same for both. Do you guys think this is a similar problem, or is the game's graphics naturally more dull on the PS3 version? I was there for both of them, and I don't think it's a problem at all. I personally like the grittier... I think PS3 games look more real. I think because they're not vibrant, they don't pop like... When they're, I'm doing wrong. When they're supposed to pop, they pop. But overall, like even SmackDown last year, I thought the wrestlers looked way more real in PS3 than they did in 360. I think it's just a choice, so I don't think either version's right or wrong. But yeah, you could probably go and adjust your settings to make it look all purple and green or whatever the hell you want it to. So there you go. Jeff, anything to say about that?
No.
Do you care about colors?
No.
All right. Ryan?
Yeah, whatever.
Meow.
Meow.
Yawn.
This one is from Flapjaw. Will you guys re-review Lair when the patch comes out? No. Oh, here we go. Z Tahiran1. Yeah.
What?
Z underscore TAHIR1. Anybody? Ryan, you're multicultural.
Let me see.
Z Tahir 1.
Dead space right here. But
Yeah.
we're talking dates while we're doing
Z Tahir.
Z Tahir.
Tahir.
In your opinion, is now,
Now?
from right this moment to maybe mid-March, the right time to buy a PS3, or should I wait even longer? I would wait till the Metal Gear bundle if I did not own one right now. Even if they're lucky they announced this, because if they would have announced this 2 months ago when I was getting ready to buy a PS3, finally with all my credit, totally would have waited. The DualShock's included. I mean, there. Now I got to spend $55 on that thing.
Although it really is kind of interesting that they announced the bundle by itself too, because that also kind of puts to rest some of those questions about whether or not there's going to be a new PS3 coming out. Because everybody's like, oh, the 80 gig's being phased out. And now all of a sudden it's like, well, here comes the 80 gig again in June. So who knows if that was part of the whole strategy thing or what exactly was going on with it.
This is one I hope Ryan has some input on. I didn't ask him beforehand.
Is this the one that's addressed to me?
No, this is the one about the orange box. I remember you doing some research on this problem. You ready to talk about it a little bit?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
What's happening with the orange box right now on PS3 first?
Oh, that's right. What's the...
He's not ready.
The question is, wag my cigar. Heads up! PS3 orange box users with more than 25 friends or so on their list may notice recent issues using EA server to play Team Fortress 2. If any listeners have discovered this friends list glitch, I did air quotes, then either make a new account without friends, or cut your main user list down to 25 friends. EA will hopefully address this in the future. I hope I saved someone from my 100 reboots and being pissed off for an hour. After I deleted down to 24 friends, I got online immediately. Ryan, you were trying to do some research. I don't think
actually,
ever got back to you.
We've gotten several letters, and I mean, we appreciate those in the sense that it's always good to get user feedback on this stuff. But we got some letters dealing with Orange Box on the PS3, and people saying that essentially they were getting completely locked out of Team Fortress 2, and they were obviously very upset about this, and for very good reason. It's part of the box, and it should be working. And so I was trying to. I mean, I was the only one on the team who cared because I care about the people. These guys don't.
No, I think you just picked up the piece before us. We care about the people.
That's crazy. Anyway, so I was trying to. I put in Orange Box and I was testing it out, and I'm glad that this person just asked the question because I didn't realize that the issue came from friends list size because I try and keep my friends list down really small, so I probably
it's really hard on the PSN.
I know. So I try and that's why I didn't run into the problem personally because so I will. I mean, I still have to contact EA.
I just add people left and right. So.
Yeah, I will definitely try and continue when I have the chance. But for the most part, yeah, it's unfortunate that this is happening to people.
Speaking of which, this is just going to be my own quick burst out for friends requests because I've been getting a lot of people lately yelling at me for not accepting a friend request or denying them. If you apply to me on PSN and friend request and you put something in your message body saying beyond or that you're a listener, yada yada, I'll generally accept it. If you put nothing in, I delete it. And if you're on Xbox, I don't delete it.
That's what I do too.
Friends. And then of course when we do games like Call of Duty, I have to delete all my friends and add people who want to play that night. Thank you, everybody. Here's the question for you, and you have to give us a little backstory on this because I do not understand this question. Mm-hmm. Nathan2587 says, question for Ryan. If other news and media sources don't try to be professional, Fox News, why do you? And for the record, your blog was old. No idea what either of those sentences mean.
All right. Well, for the first one, I actually have no idea what he's talking about.
Did you say once you try to be professional?
I
guess we do talk about trying to be professional.
Yeah, we do. We've talked about it on the podcast before, so I assume that's what he's referring to.
If you think Fox News is your definition of the media, you should look around. Not that I'm saying anything against the corporation that employs us.
Incoming Rupert Murdoch.
I don't care.
I think that's a terrible argument to say that if other people aren't professional.
Else is caring.
So
I mean,
we really here at the company, I think we goof around a lot, but everybody here seems super, real. They're very, passionate about their jobs and the industry and. When it comes down to the actual job itself and the career, we always are very professional about it, and we're very serious about the So I don't see what's wrong with that. That just means we're giving as more accurate content and hopefully
professional as possible.
Yeah, in the most professional way possible. And that's like saying, well, if everybody else is killing people, you guys should just go out and have a ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it does it doesn't make any sense.
Blog,
the blog. I wrote a post a few days or like a few weeks ago about how I drive insane by the people who post old in our news stories.
Yeah.
Because I actually gave like a pretty.
I hate you, bot old.
No, I gave a pretty detailed explanation on why it's completely ridiculous that because there's a lot of limitations we have just because people can stay on NeoGAF 24/7, copy paste a press release and put it on the board and say, oh, look what I did. We can't copy paste press releases. That's plagiarism. We have to write up a news story. We have to make it our own content, and that stuff takes time.
I think the old comments are stupid too, but a lot of times they're olding bot and not the story itself. A lot of times they'll old bot and then they'll show the link to the boards that they're already talking about this.
The bot is designed to
create its own threads. Yeah,
create a thread in case you aren't on the site and you're on the boards. The bot tells you what's happening on the site. That's just what it is programmed to do.
Okay. The_fan says, I recently saw the Dark Sector multiplayer gameplay footage, and I am very impressed. Could you tell me if the PS3 version is running just as smoothly as the 360 version? As a matter of fact, I can. Well, not multiplayer, actually. Yeah.
Well, then you can't.
But I can tell you in general, though, the games are running virtually identical.
Well, there
I
you
just got done with my preview build of the PS3 one, and I'm getting review code soon, and very excited. And it ran excellent. It looks really well. So, yeah. I think they're coming along.
We keep saying it looks really well. I said it, and then you said it a couple times.
I'm not saying
it looks very good.
All right.
It looks good.
Because you're better than us.
It runs well. It looks good.
It runs well.
There you go.
I've already given 2 vocabulary words of the day. I'm not going into grammar.
On top of everything.
You also they went in droves. You used the word droves earlier, and that's also a pretty good word, too. So that's 3.
Jeff's on, dude.
Yeah.
Jeff brought it today.
It's on the ball.
I'm helping the kids.
Yep.
I'm trying to improve
SATs.
things.
I'm guessing this is Diblin, kind of like Dublin, maybe. I don't know. He says, I was wondering what your feelings toward EB GameStop's pre-owned policies are. I worked in EB Games for many years and was constantly pressured into pushing pre-owned product ahead of brand new. Do you feel that publishers will explore the legality of this in the future? Why should EB GameStop pocket the profits? Blah, blah, blah. P.S. I quit EB because they are now strongly pushing for cheaper labor. They have gone beyond the point of ridiculous. What do you think about pre-owned policy there, Jeff?
What, them pushing like something that is basically discounted over?
Yeah, the used versions.
I actually don't believe I've ever had something like that happen.
Really?
And I go to like GameStop, EB all the time. I mean,
I've had it.
Like typically, what I've run into has been one of those things, especially with the guys and the girls that I know that work there, where if I'm going in and I'm looking at like say a collector's edition or I'm looking at something else, and it happens to be like $40 or $50 or whatever it is, and they do have a pre-owned one, they'll let me know just to save me like the extra $5. Now, personally, in that situation, I don't care because it's like, well, yeah, I don't want to spend an extra $5. I can use that for something else, or I can maybe even buy an extra game with it or something.
$5 games.
Ryan, shut up.
You're mean.
I'm talking about like over the accumulation of like multiple purchases because I usually would wind up buying like at least 2 or 3. But I mean, I don't think I've ever had like a manager or an employee go up and go like,
just like that. Yeah, hey, I have this as used. Do you want to buy it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard them go like, hey, you really shouldn't buy that new. You should buy it used.
Yeah. I got sick of them asking about strategy guides. That drove me crazy.
Well, yeah,
they don't do that anymore.
Every single like a lot of times it's like, hey, would you like a strategy guide with that too?
I stopped going to EB for a year and a half.
It's like the fries.
Yeah, it is.
It was back in Colombia, and I had this guy who's just a jerk, and he was arrogant, and he knew me first off because I come in every week. You know what I mean, to buy something, and still he was all like, you want a strategy guide? Want a strategy guide? And I bought, and I can't remember the title. It would have been awesome if I could remember the title of the game. We'll just say it was, it was the first Prince of Persia. I bought Prince of Persia, and he goes, you want the strategy guide? And I'm like, no. He's like, see you in 2 weeks. And I was like, I'm out.
Really?
I'm done. See you, buddy. F you, F the store.
Yeah, see,
and I never went back until they got
I've only seen that at a few stores, not the ones that I usually wind up going to, but I've only seen that at a few stores, and that's usually been one of those things where it's like, okay, that guy's making a hard sell, and usually, especially if a manager winds up seeing that, they wind up stopping that pretty quick. Ron submitted a question. Says, my question is, what is causing the delay in releasing SingStar in the U.S., and do you think it will actually be released on the latest date so far, which I think I heard was May 08. Also, what happened to the wireless mics?
The problem with the delay is that there's no solid answer. I mean, there's no like this failed or that. It's that they're completely separate song listings, and when you go across the Atlantic like that, you have to deal with two different record company or two different sides of the same record company, kind of like IGN US, IGN UK, something like that. So they have to go through all the same stuff they went over there. They got to region code it, make sure it meets standards over here, change all the pricing, and that just takes a bunch of time. And I don't know why they didn't do it simultaneously or split the staff or however, but they're working on it. I do think they're going to make the May 08, which is what they said last. I think they'll pretty much easily clear that because I've seen it a lot. I've seen it the most out of everybody here, and it never looks that much different. So hopefully they're right on the corner. What happened to the wireless mics? The wireless mics were always like, this is something that could happen, or like it was more like hypothesis than I think actually we're doing wireless mics. Do it.
Whoa.
Finally, I Am Boogers asked, what is a pot sticker?
What?
I Am Boogers.
Oh, man.
Asks, what is a pot sticker?
I almost deleted that question just because of his terrible username.
Pot stickers are an appetizer, and they're delicious. How would you describe them? They're pork in some vegetables.
They're in a dough. They're a fried dough.
Then they're wrapped up in like a dumpling.
It's basically a dumpling.
Yeah. It's excellent. All right. Do we want to do around the room? Do we have anything interesting to say? Ryan, what are you reviewing next? Is that Whole New World?
A new segment for you to hear. But when we're in...
Is that where it stops? Okay.
That's where it stops.
Hey, Ryan, what are you reviewing next?
I'm just working on Puzzle Guzzle now. I finally got my builds of that in.
Puzzle Guzzle.
Can you give us any clues to when it'll be coming up on the site?
If you don't see it like late tonight, you'll see it tomorrow, probably early in the day.
Okay. All right. Is it puzzling you?
Yeah, it's pretty puzzling.
It's a tough one.
It's also guzzling.
I played it for the preview. It was rough. Jeff, you? Reviews?
MLB.
Oh, yeah?
The wrap-up. The show is... I'm working on the show for PS2 and PSP today.
Nice.
They will be going up later today. Then a little bit later on this week is going to be Army of Two.
Nice.
And at some point it should be Silent Hill Origins, assuming I actually get the code for it.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, I've never seen you look so apathetic in your entire life.
Yeah, and then who knows what Greg's working on. Greg?
For clear, dry eyes. Choose clear eyes. Wow. We going to get sued for that? That's technically trademarked.
What do you...
that was a Clear Eyes commercial.
Thanks,
so that's
Ryan.
not our own content.
I don't know. I have a busy
out there.
March. I don't know what's happening with me anymore. Because I have like 4 reviews this month, and 3 of them are now exclusive, and they're all spread out over different places, and I have to go to a bunch of events and interviews and set up stuff. So just look for my byline all over the place. Pick of the week!
Pick of the week! Pick of the week!
Hey, what's the pick of the week? Like I said, I would have bet on World Championship cards of some version or another. Jeff, what do you think it is?
Oh, no. It's got to be MLB 08.
Really?
The show.
You realize
Really?
it's up against God of War.
Well.
There you go.
Ooh.
This is a debate. We never have to debate generally. Usually there's 3 games a week, and this is the first time.
That is true. That is very true. Wow.
Ryan, do you have a clear-cut winner?
You know what
No,
it is? PS3 and PSP pick of the week.
Well,
That's how that
obviously,
works?
That'd be an easy cop-out answer.
You suck.
I'd pick...
I love you,
I'm
Greg.
not even a huge fan of the franchise, and I would pick God of War.
I just hate sports games, so I would pick God of War by
It's a
default.
little short, but it's fun. It's
Really?
definitely the experience from the console bowl on your PSP.
I haven't actually cracked it open yet because I've been working on baseball so much.
All right.
That's why I was saying MLB 08 the show for PS3. Because that is a very,
It is
very
good.
fine
I do
game.
like MLB 08 the show. I agree. I can get behind that as well. Ryan, it's Editor Beatdown.
Yes, it is. You know, all right. So, editor...
You son of a gun. Wasn't there supposed to be a song, and then you say there's a song for every segment. I give you
And
that.
then he
That's
doesn't-
what you do.
yeah.
You go right to the voice.
Oh,
You
well.
have failed us.
I don't really have a song.
All right, fine. I'll do it. Hold on.
For...
You say fine. You go. You play me, and I'll play you.
Hey, Ryan. Now it's time for... I'm Greg Miller. And now it's time for Editor Beatdown.
Hey, everybody! It's Editor Beatdown. Ding, 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 ding. I'm ringing a bell. It's Editor Beatdown. Running it through the mud. I fought a pig, and I run on the pig, and I jumped on the pig in the mud. Editor Beatdown.
Get me out of here.
All right, back to our normal positions.
No, you can't do
All
it.
right. When you brought the pig in the mud in, that's when I lost it. All right. There is a possibility of an editor beatdown on Thursday, though due to the Lost airing, Greg is not sure that there will be an editor beatdown, so he will post on the boards. So just keep your eyes open, and you will see.
Yeah.
For what game?
We don't even know yet.
We do Call of Duty 4. Here's the deal
here's Call of
we need
Duty.
from you, ladies and gentlemen. I refuse to miss Lost to play with you. So if we're going to do it, it would probably be, 6:37 Pacific Standard Time. However, that would be when Lost is airing for you folks, fine folks, out in
New York
and Chicago.
other areas.
Yeah. So I'm going to put a post on the boards, basically a poll saying, do you want to do it at 6:30, 7? Because I'm not going to do it and then have nobody show up. So look for a post today, and then vote, and if so, then we'll do Editor Beatdown on Thursday.
You heard it from us first.
That was the Editor Beatdown running on the pigs, on the pigs, jumped on the pigs.
Where did that even come from?
The pig symbolizes the editors. Yeah,
What?
It's deep. Finally, that's it. We're up. That's it. Finally, this show's over.
The best episode ever.
When Roper's the host, it's 30 to 40 minutes. When we're hosting, we just ramble for an hour.
Finally, that's it. Although people like the longer format.
I know. Yeah. Do you like it? You guys?
Oh, I do have a programming note before
programming note,
before we do the length thing. We met. There was a letter that was written into us a couple weeks ago about someone who is so obsessed with Beyond.
Yep.
Remember this?
Yep.
That their
Off the top of my head.
voicemail and like everything revolved around Beyond. Like you
Yep.
would give a shout out to like Beyond.
I don't think I was
Like-
in the office for this.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so we are asking you, whoever this person was, to write in again with more details because I think
Did we lose their email?
I don't think I have it anymore. I forgot where it is. So I think Roper said something about he wanted to like either call or
listen to the voicemail
or
stuff?
yeah, or just do something like that. So definitely send in another email and give us some more details because we'd love to hear your Beyond themed life, not in its entirety, just in segmented form.
All right. So
And you guys are going to have to hold down Beyond next week because I'm going to be out in the world.
Here we go. Roper will be gone too.
Really?
I don't know.
It's going to be a two-man
He's going to
show.
be getting that all week for the next couple.
But
I'll
yeah,
finally have my time to shine.
I'm going to be
we've been
heading
holding
out,
back.
so it's going to be
All right.
where in the world am I?
Jeff, fare thee well in your travels.
Indeed.
Ryan, why don't you song us up before I take us out?
Maybe I will. Now I've came to a decision, Greg.
Yeah.
Although my headphones are doing something weird. I hope. Am I still looking okay
you look
there?
good. Your levels.
Anyway, all right. So I've came to a decision, and that. Oh my God, this is weird.
What
are
happened?
you
What
doing?
happened? You're getting stage fright. Calm down.
No, I'm not getting stage fright at all. The audio keeps jumping between earphone to earphone,
It's
and
'cause
so
you're jingling your cord.
yeah. Well, I was trying to
Stop
fix
playing with
it,
your
and now
cord.
it's still
Look,
doing
look
that.
what you did. Jingled it up. Now you screwed everything.
This is why you have
Weird.
both hands
I feel
on
like
the
I'm in
table.
like a time warp or something, and I'm hearing me from different, multiverses. So here's my decision that I made.
That's a good use of multiverse.
That's the fourth, thing of the week. Anyway, so
Vocabulary word.
vocabulary.
Let him go, Jeff. We got to stop talking and interrupting. Go.
Yeah, I know, seriously. So my decision was that, you always sing most of the time, Greg.
Totally.
And you change the lyrics of the songs. And that's your thing. And I think that with Que Sera Sera, like last time, we didn't change the lyrics because, it was just a timely tribute to something.
Word.
So I've decided that when I'm going to sing, I'm just going to keep the song in its original format. But I'm going to try and make it match whatever is happening. And so that's how I'm going to do things. So you guys may remember, there's a little game coming out Saturday night / Sunday.
Oh, my Lord, there it is.
You guys might know.
Are they doing a midnight release for
They're
Smash
doing
Brothers?
it, midnight release.
There.
Yeah, I will be going there also. You might even
Which
see
one are you
me
going
there.
to?
I'm going to the one, it's the GameStop on...
I'm going to Tan Fran, so
whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If any Nintendo fanboys are listening right now, and you'll be at the Tan Fran Mall. If you live around here, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I will see you there. You'll get to meet Katie. I will have some IGN swag in my pocket.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, so there's a little game coming out, and I think everybody knows that it's Smash Brothers. I mean, that's
Totally.
pretty obvious. And if you guys all remember, there was a commercial for the very original Smash Brothers that aired a few times that I saw it when I was a kid.
I know exactly where you're going with this now.
So maybe you guys know what this song is by the Turtles. Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. Jeff, don't give me that face. If I should call you up, invest a dime,
Yep.
and you say you belong to me and ease my
Train Bill.
mind. Imagine how the world could be
Bill.
so very fine, so
Toe,
happy
toe.
together. I can't see me loving nobody but you
Break it down.
for all my life. When you're with
All right,
me,
ladies and
baby,
gentlemen.
the skies
Ryan will
be
continue
blue
singing, but
for
we
all my
will be back next week with
life.
more news and
Me and
PlayStation
you
stuff that
and
you probably don't care
me.
about. for everyone. Jeff, Ryan, the inebriated roper who's out there beating people to death with his revitalization powers. This is Greg Miller. This is Beyond, and we're gone.
calling the Sony Computer Entertainment America Consumer Service Support Line.
5 minutes later.
The PSP system will power up. To turn the PSP system off, you have chosen to speak to a consumer service representative. In order to better assist you, please tell us what you are calling about. For help with the PlayStation 3, press 1. For help with the PSP, press 2. For help with the PlayStation 2, press 3. For other, your call may be recorded for quality and training purposes. One moment while we direct your call. Please wait. Thank you for calling Sony Computer Entertainment America. Please have a pen and paper ready, and one of our representatives will be with you shortly.
Thank you for calling PSP. Name is Jay. Sorry for the hold. How may I assist you?
It's no sweat, Jay. How are you?
How are you doing?
Good. Beyond. I had a question for you. I just got God of War Chains of Olympus.
Huh?
And on the back of the instruction manual, there is an ad, and it says PS3, and it's got the Omega symbol, and then it says coming soon, PlayStation 3. It's a God of War 3 ad, obviously, correct?
Pardon me?
It's a God of War 3 ad, correct?
Yeah, pretty soon.
Awesome. How soon is soon?
I have, you actually got to look on the site, you know what I'm saying, us.playstation.com.
Really?
Yeah, they'll show you all the games coming out.
I know, but I went there and it says coming soon as well.
Okay, well, it doesn't know the actual date.
Can you tell me, do you think it's going to be this year?
I don't know. I'll be honest. I haven't got my new game. I haven't got my new Game Pro book yet, so I have no clue.
Okay. Because okay. Well, the dictionary describes soon as in a short time, after time specified or understood, shortly before long.
Right. Actually, this is technical support, so we really don't have that much knowledge on a game.
No, I understand, but it's just this is the number they put in the book.
Okay. I wonder why they do that.
I don't know. Call this number for technical support, installation, or general questions regarding PSP. And granted, this game's coming out on the PS3, but it's advertised on a PSP manual.
Okay. All right. I'll say. I don't really know the actual date.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
I'm sorry. Jay, next time you see Jack Trenton, you should tell him, though, about this. That they're not, first off...
I don't even know who he is.
Oh, he's the leader of Sony.
Oh, okay. I don't see him here.
Okay, well, I'm sure you probably... I understand that it's a big building. I'm sure you guys just pass each other like two ships in the night.
Right.
But if you...
Any questions? Anything else?
Well, no, I'm just saying... I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying that they, put this number in and say if you have questions, you should call, and then they don't even give you guys the information. That's not cool.
Yeah.
How's Metal Gear?
Actually, I don't own a PlayStation.
Really?
No.
That's not like a prerequisite of working there?
Yeah.
That sucks. Do you have a PSP?
Nah.
What about a PS2?
Yeah, I had one.
Oh, you had one?
Yeah.
You get rid of it?
Yeah.
All they're doing is putting out buzz games now for it?
Right. But no, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy with the system I got.
What do you got?
I can't tell on the phone.
Oh, no way. It's a 360, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
What's your gamer tag?
Huh?
What's your gamer tag?
I don't got no tag. I play on, the only thing I do, I play online with my cousins. That's it.
So you have a gamer tag?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm Game Over Greggy.
Oh, most def.
Cool. What do you like to play?
Huh?
What do you like to play?
Halo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Number 3.
3.
I see. Is there any chance of that coming to the PlayStation?
Never.
Why not?
Because it's only an Xbox game.
Well, let's say that EA bought Xbox and then bought PlayStation.
EA's never going to buy Xbox. Microsoft got too much more money than EA.
But what if, like, Bill Gates fell in hard times and had to sell Microsoft?
He ain't going to fall in hard times.
But, like, you, Jay, don't lie. You've been to Vegas. Things can go wrong pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I live in Vegas, so...
Pardon?
Actually, I live in Vegas.
No way.
Yeah.
But I thought Sony was, like, in Santa Monica and stuff.
Yeah, but this is a satellite.
Oh.
Right.
So are you outsourced?
Yeah.
But you don't work in India?
Yeah, we actually work for Sony.
But you don't work in India. You know, like, that's a big problem right now with outsourcing.
No, we just work at a satellite office. We take in all their calls.
I see. And then, like, what? So, like, if granted, this question can't be answered. We don't know how to answer this off the PSP manual. But if I had a PSP problem, you, like, look it up in the computer?
Yeah.
I see.
But I actually have it all memorized, so.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say my PSP is no longer reading UMDs. What's wrong?
Media loading problem.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff.
See, you don't have it memorized.
Yes, sir. That's a media loading problem.
That's your memorization. I can't play the game, and you have.
If you want to get technical, then you have to go. The only way to start it is to troubleshoot. Restore all your default settings. See if it works. If it doesn't work, then we turn it into your central processor.
Okay. What about? Did you see that news report where that PSP burned that kid's leg?
Yeah.
What happened there?
I have no clue. I wasn't here when it happened.
I understand. Did he call you guys?
Nope.
Did his mom?
No.
Did the news?
No, but actually I really do gotta go. I got the calls waiting.
Really?
Yes.
But you don't need, are they Xbox calls?
No, PlayStation calls.
Is that all you guys do?
Yeah.
But you don't have a PlayStation?
Nope.
Do you like God of War?
Nah.
Why not?
Really. I'm mostly a first-person shooter.
Well, PlayStation has Resistance.
Yeah, they got that on Xbox.
No, they don't.
They do. The Resistance, yeah.
Resistance is on Xbox.
Yes.
This is what Sony support is telling me.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, I don't know if I like your tone anymore.
Gears of War. So maybe, yeah. The Resistance is on Xbox too. It's a third-party game.
Resistance is a third-party game.
Yes.
Stop right now, Jay, and look this up in your database.
As I said, I gotta go, sir.
I understand that you have to go, Jay, and I will let you go as soon as you admit that you are wrong and you stop giving out wrong information.
I'm cool with that.
If you're wrong, you're wrong. What if you would have told me that the only way to fix my PSP is to put it underwater? Would being wrong be wrong? Okay with that?
No.
Thank you. You've insulted Sony. You've insulted Resistance. You've insulted America.
All right. Have a nice day.
I will.
Bye-bye.
Playing Resistance on my PS3.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Still there, Jay?
Bye-bye.
I'm sorry, I got kind of crazy.